Tobalites? Halina't matuto! Tobalites TV! For our program for International Student Assessment or Pisa, I am Sir RJA Orisa and I will be your guide in answering the reviewer in science for our Purok Volume 4. To start, let's have an article about greenhouse entitled The Greenhouse Effect, Fact or Fiction. Living things need the energy to survive. The energy that sustains life on the earth comes from the sun, which radiates energy into space because it is so hot. A tiny proportion of this energy reaches the earth. The earth's atmosphere acts like a protective blanket over the surface of our planet, preventing the variations in temperature that would exist in an airless world. Most of the radiated energy coming from the sun passes through the Earth's atmosphere. The Earth absorbs some of this energy and some are reflected back from the Earth's surface. Part of this reflected energy is absorbed by the atmosphere. As a result of this, the average temperature above the Earth's surface is higher than it would be if there was no atmosphere. The Earth's atmosphere has the same effect as a greenhouse, hence the term greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is said to have become more pronounced during the 20th century. It is a fact that the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere has increased. In newspapers and periodicals, the increased carbon dioxide emission is often stated as the main source of the temperature rise in the 20th century. A student named Andre becomes interested in the possible relationship between the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere and the carbon dioxide on the Earth. In a library, he comes across the following two graphs. The first graph is the carbon dioxide emission, which is 1,000 million of tons per year. And the second graph is about the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere. Andre concludes from these two graphs that it is certain that the increase in the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere is due to the increase in carbon dioxide emission. Question number 1. What is it about the graphs that supports Andre's conclusion? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer the question. The answer is the increase of both temperature and carbon dioxide emission. Question number 2. Another student, Jean, disagrees with Andre's conclusion. She compares the two graphs and says that some part of the graphs do not support his conclusion. Give an example of a part of the graphs that do not support Andre's conclusion. Explain your answer in 5 seconds. The answer is one particular part of the graph in which the curves are not both descending or both climbing and gives the corresponding explanation. Question number 3. Andre persists in his conclusion that the average temperature rise of the Earth's atmosphere is caused by the increase in carbon dioxide emission, but Jean thinks that this conclusion is premature. She says, before accepting this conclusion, you must be sure that other factors that could influence the greenhouse effect are constant. Name one of the factors that Jean means in 5 seconds. The possible answers are the sun heating and maybe the Earth's changing position, and energy reflected back from the Earth. The next topic is about ultrasound. In many countries, images can be taken of a fetus or a developing baby by ultrasound imaging or echography. Ultrasounds are considered safe for both the mother and the fetus. The image on the right is an example of ultrasound imaging. The doctor holds a probe and moves it across the mother's abdomen. Ultrasound waves are transmitted into the abdomen. Inside the abdomen, they are reflected from the surface of the fetus. These reflected waves are picked up again by the probe and relayed to a machine that can produce an image. To form an image, the ultrasound machine needs to calculate the distance between the fetus and the probe. The ultrasound waves moves through the abdomen at a speed of 1,540 meters per second. What measurement must the machine make so that it can calculate the distance? That's our question number 4. 5 seconds. The answer is, it must measure the time the ultrasound wave takes to travel from the probe to the surface of the fetus and reflect back. An image of a fetus can be obtained using X-ray. However, women are advised to avoid having X-ray of their abdomens during pregnancy. Why should a woman avoid having her abdomen X-ray during pregnancy in particular? That's our question number 5. The possible answers are: X-ray are harmful to the fetus, X-ray hurt the fetus, X-ray might cause a radiation in the fetus, X-ray can cause birth defects in the fetus because the baby could get some radiation. Question number 6. Can ultrasound examination of expectant mother provide answer for the following question? Circle yes or no for each question for 5 seconds each. The first question is there more than one baby? Yes or no? What color are the baby's eyes? Yes or no? Is the baby about the right size? And the answers are: for first question, is there more than one baby? Yes, an ultrasound examination can answer that question. The second question is, what color are the baby's eyes? No, ultrasound can't answer that question. The third question is the baby about the right size? Yes, ultrasound examination can answer that question. The next topic is about lip gloss. The table below contains 2 different recipes for cosmetics you can make yourself. The lipstick is harder than the lip gloss, which is soft and creamy. So on the left, you can see the ingredients for lip gloss and the instruction on how to make the lip gloss. On the right side, you can see the ingredients for lipstick and the instruction on how to make lipsticks. Question number 7. In making the lip gloss and lipstick, oil and waxes are mixed. The coloring substance and flavoring are then added. The lipstick made from this recipe is hard and not easy to use. How would you change the proportion of ingredients to make a softer lipstick? So the answer indicates that you would add less wax and or add more oil. Or you could use a bit less beeswax and palm wax. Another answer is you can add more castor oil and put in 7 grams of oil. So those are the possible answers. Question number 8. Oils and waxes are substances that will mix well together. Oils cannot be mixed with water, and waxes are not soluble in water. Which one of the following is most likely to happen if a lot of water is splashed into the lipstick mixture while it is being heated? A. a creamier and softer mixture is produced. B. The mixture becomes firmer. C. The mixture is hardly changed at all. Or D. Fatty lumps of the mixture float on the water. 5 seconds. And the answer is letter D. Fatty lumps of the mixture float on the water. Question number 9. When substances called emulsifiers are added, they allow oils and waxes to mix well with water. Why do soap and water remove lipstick? A. Water contains an emulsifier that allows the soap and lipstick to mix. B. The soap acts as an emulsifier and allows the water and lipstick to mix. C. Emulsifier in lipsticks allow the soap and water to mix. Or D. The soap and lipstick combine to form an emulsifier that mixes with the water. 5 seconds. And the answer is letter B. The soap acts as an emulsifier and allows the water and lipstick to mix. The next topic is about evolution. Most horses today are streamlined and can run fast. Scientists have found the fossil skeletons of animals that are similar to horses. They consider them to be the ancestor of the present-day horses. Scientists have also been able to determine the period during which the fossil species were living. The table below provides information on 3 of these fossils and on the present-day horse. So that's an image of the horse. And this is the table. So we have 4 animals there: the Hyracotherium, the Mesohippus, the Meryhippus, and the Incubus. Question number 10. What information in the table is strong evidence that present-day horses may have evolved over time from the other 3 animals? 5 seconds. The following answers, or these are the possible answers: gradual change or progression in leg skeleton structure over time. The leg skeleton are much the same but have gradually changed. The digit or toes fused during the period 55 to 2 million years ago. The number of digits has decreased. And those are the possible answers. Question 11. What further research can scientists undertake to find out how horses have evolved over time? You circle yes or no for each of these statements. Statement 1. Compare the number of horses living at different periods. Yes or no? Statement number 2. Search for skeleton belonging to ancestors of the horse that lived for 40 to 50 million years ago. 10 seconds to answer. The answer for statement number 1 is no. And the answer for statement number 2 is yes. Question number 12. Which one of the following statement best applies to the scientific theory of evolution? A. The theory cannot be believed because it is not possible to see species changing. Letter B. The theory of evolution is possible for animals but cannot be applied to humans. Letter C. Evolution is a scientific theory that is currently based on extensive evidence. And letter D. Evolution is a theory that has been proven to be true by scientific experiments. 5 seconds. The answer is letter C. Evolution is a scientific theory that is currently based on extensive evidence. The next topic is about starlight. Toshio likes to look at stars. However, he cannot observe stars very well at night because he lives in a large city. Last year, Toshio visited the countryside where he observed a large number of stars that he cannot see when he is in the city. And that's an illustration of the image observed by Toshio. Question number 13. Why can many more stars be observed in the countryside than in large cities? A. The moon is brighter in cities and blocks out the light from many stars. B. There is more dust to reflect light in countryside air than in city air. C. The brightness of city lights makes many stars hard to see. Or letter D. The air is warmer in city due to heat emitted by cars, machineries, and houses. 5 seconds. The answer is C. The brightness of city lights makes many stars hard to see. Question number 14. Toshio uses a telescope with a large diameter lens in order to observe stars of low brightness. Why does using a telescope with a large diameter lens make it possible to observe stars of low brightness? A. The larger the lens, the more light is collected. B. The larger the lens, the more it magnifies. C. The larger lenses allow more of the sky to be seen. Or D. Larger lenses can detect the dark colors in stars. 5 seconds. The answer is letter A. The larger the lens, the more light is collected. Our next topic is about the stickleback behavior. The stickleback is a fish that is easy to keep in an aquarium. During the breeding season, the male stickleback's belly turns from silver-colored to red. The male stickleback will attack any competing male that comes into his territory and try to chase it away. If a silver-colored female approaches, he will try to guide her to his nest, so she will lay her eggs there. That's a female and male stickleback. In an experiment, a student wants to investigate what will make the male stickleback show aggressive behavior. A male stickleback is alone in the student's aquarium. The student has made 3 wax models attached to pieces of wire. He hangs them separately in the aquarium for the same amount of time. Then, the student counts the number of times the male stickleback reacts aggressively by pushing against the wax figure. The result of this experiment are shown on the left side. So that's the number of the male stickleback pump on the model. So for model 1, 15 times, for model 2, 23 times, and for model 3, 30 times. Question number 15. What is the question that this experiment is attempting to answer? For 5 seconds. The possible answers are: what color elicit the strongest aggressive behavior by the male stickleback? Does the male stickleback react more aggressively to a red-colored model than to a silver-colored one? Is there a relationship between color and aggressive behavior? Does the color of the fish cause the male to be aggressive? What fish color does the stickleback find most threatening? So those are the possible questions for the experiment made by the student. Question number 16. During breeding time, if the male stickleback sees a female, he will try to attract the female with courtship behavior that looks like a little dance. In a second experiment, this courtship behavior is investigated. Again, the 3 wax model on a piece of wire are used. One is red-colored, 2 are silver-colored, with one having a flat belly and the other a round belly. The student counts the number of times in a given amount of time, and that the male stickleback react to each model by showing courtship behavior. The result of this experiment are shown on the next slide. 3 students each draw a conclusion based on the result of this second experiment. Are their conclusions corrected according to the information given in the graph? Circle yes or no for each conclusion. So the conclusion 1 is the red color causes courtship behavior by the male stickleback. The second conclusion is a flat-bellied female stickleback causes most courtship behavior from a stickleback male. And the last conclusion is the male stickleback show courtship's behavior more often to a round-bellied female than to a flat-bellied female. 15 seconds. The answer for conclusion number 1 is no. The answer for conclusion number 2 is no again. And the answer for conclusion number 3 is yes. Question number 17. Experiments have shown that male sticklebacks reacts with aggressive behavior to models with a red belly and with courtship behavior to models with a silver belly. In the third experiment, the following 4 models were used in turn. So we have Model 1, Model 2, Model 3, and Model 4. The 3 diagrams below shows possible reaction of a male stickleback to each of the above models. Which one of these reactions would you predict for each of the 4 models? Fill in either A, B, or C as the result for each model. So that's Model A, B, and C. So we are going to find the reaction if the reaction is A, B, or C for Model 1 to 4. So 20 seconds. So for Model 1, the reaction is letter C. For Model number 2, the reaction is letter A. For Model number 3, the reaction is letter C again. And for Model number 4, the reaction is letter B. The last topic is about the mouse pox. There are many types of pox viruses that cause pox diseases in animals. Each type of the virus usually infects only one animal species. A magazine has reported that a scientist has used genetic engineering to modify the DNA of a mouse pox. The altered virus kills all the mice it infects. The scientist says research on modifying viruses is necessary in order to control pests that damage human food. Critics of the research say viruses could escape from laboratories and infect other animals. They are also worried that a modified pox virus from one species could infect other species, especially humans. Humans are infected with a pox virus called smallpox. Smallpox kills most people it infects, while it is thought that this disease has been eliminated from the general population. Smallpox virus samples are kept in the laboratories around the world. Question number 18. Critics have expressed concern that the mousepox virus could infect species other than mice. Which of the following reason is the best explanation for this concern? A. The genes of the smallpox virus and the genes of the modified mousepox virus are identical. B. A mutation in mousepox DNA might allow the virus to infect other animals. C. A mutation could make the mousepox DNA identical to smallpox DNA. And letter D. The number of genes in the mousepox virus is the same as in other pox viruses. 5 seconds. The answer is B. A mutation in mousepox DNA might allow the virus to infect other animals. Question number 19. A person who criticized the research was worried that the modified mousepox virus might escape from the laboratory. The virus could cause the extinction of some species of mice. Are the following outcomes likely if some species of mice become extinct? Circle yes or no in each case. So statement 1 is some food chain could be affected. Statement number 2, domestic cat could die for lack of food. And statement letter C, plants whose seeds are eaten by mice could temporarily increase in number. 15 seconds. The answer is yes for statement number 1, no for statement number 2, and yes for statement number 3. Question number 20. One company is trying to develop a virus that will make mice sterile or unable to have babies. Such a virus could help control the number of mice. Suppose the company is successful. Should the following questions be answered by research before releasing the virus? Circle yes or no in each case. So case number 1 is, what is the best method for spreading the virus? Case number 2, how soon will mice develop immunity to the virus? And case number 3, will the virus affect other animal species? 15 seconds. Once again, I am Sir RJ Urisa for RL Tobalites of Tobalites TV Lentertainment. Thank you for watching.